Infanta Sofia's role beside her sister. In every monarchy, there is the figure who stands in the spotlight, and then there is the figure who stands just beside it. Not in shadow, but in support. Not in competition, but in quiet strength. And in the case of Spain's royal family, as Princess Leonor prepares for her future as queen, all eyes are increasingly turning to the steady presence at her side, Infanta Sofía of Spain. The story of Sofía is not one of succession. It is one of balance. She was born into history without the weight of the crown directly on her shoulders, yet close enough to feel its gravity every single day. As the younger daughter of Felipe VI and Letizia of Spain, Sofía has grown up inside one of Europe's most carefully observed royal households. But unlike her sister, she does not carry the title of heir. And that distinction shapes everything. In modern monarchies, the role of the spare, the sibling of the future monarch, has evolved dramatically. No longer confined to rigid expectations or undefined ceremonial duties, younger royals now serve as stabilizers, amplifiers, and bridges. Sofía's position is uniquely modern. She represents support without rivalry, visibility without constitutional pressure, presence without political burden, and that role may be more powerful than it first appears. From childhood, public appearances showed the sisters moving in quiet synchronization. The body language was natural, shared glances, subtle smiles, small gestures of reassurance. Where Leonor carried the awareness of expectation, Sofía often appeared relaxed yet attentive, observant but confident. It was a dynamic that signaled something important: unity. Unity within a royal family is not just personal, it is institutional. In a constitutional monarchy like Spain's, stability often depends on the perception of cohesion. A divided royal household invites speculation. A united one projects resilience. Sofía's greatest contribution may simply be this: she reinforces the image of solidarity. As Leonor undertakes military training and prepares for the constitutional responsibilities that await her, Sofía's path has been different. Her education abroad reflects independence, global exposure, and preparation for a role that is flexible rather than fixed. She is not being shaped into a monarch. She is being shaped into a modern royal, one capable of representing Spain in cultural, humanitarian, and diplomatic spaces without the constraints of sovereign authority. That freedom matters, because while Leonor must remain strictly neutral, Sofía may one day be able to engage more dynamically with social causes, youth initiatives, and international collaborations. Her role can evolve with the times in ways that are sometimes more agile than that of a reigning queen. Yet agility must be paired with discretion. Spain's monarchy operates under constant scrutiny. The lessons of past controversies remain fresh in institutional memory. The royal household understands that even peripheral figures can impact the crown's reputation. Sofía's conduct, therefore, carries weight, not because she will rule, but because she represents the same family, the same symbol, the same continuity. In many ways, her responsibility is emotional rather than constitutional. A future queen needs confidants she can trust absolutely. She needs someone who understands the surreal nature of royal life, the ceremonies, the constraints, the silent expectations. Few people can truly understand that reality. A sister can. If Leonor's crown ever feels heavy, Sofía's presence could be the quiet counterbalance that keeps it steady. And that is not a small role. Historically, sibling dynamics in monarchies have sometimes created tension. Competition for influence, public comparison, media narratives of rivalry, these stories sell headlines. But so far, the Spanish royal sisters have projected something refreshingly different: mutual respect. That perception strengthens the monarchy's modern image. In a country that values family unity and generational continuity, the sight of two sisters standing together carries symbolic weight. It humanizes the institution. It softens its formality. It reminds citizens that behind the titles are young women navigating an unusual life together. Sofía's public demeanor has often been described as composed yet warm. She does not seek attention, yet she does not shrink from it either. That balance is crucial. A supporting royal must avoid overshadowing the heir, but must also avoid appearing disengaged. So far, she has managed that balance with remarkable ease. As Leonor takes on increasingly formal responsibilities, from constitutional oaths to military ceremonies, Sofía's appearances often reflect attentiveness and subtle encouragement. A nod at the right moment. A smile during applause. A calm presence during solemn occasions. These gestures may seem minor, but in royal optics, they communicate alignment. Looking ahead, Sofía's role could expand in carefully defined ways. She may champion educational initiatives, cultural diplomacy, environmental awareness, or youth engagement, areas that resonate with her generation and allow her to connect with peers across Europe and beyond. Because while Leonor embodies the future sovereign, Sofía can embody the relatable royal. That relatability has strategic value. In the digital era, younger audiences respond to authenticity. A royal figure who appears approachable, engaged, and socially aware can strengthen public perception across demographics that might otherwise feel distant from monarchy. But there is also a line she must never cross: politicization. As a member of Spain's royal family, Sofía must remain above party politics. Her influence, if it grows, must be cultural rather than legislative, symbolic rather than ideological. That constraint requires maturity. It also requires clarity of identity. Sofía must define herself not as the spare, but as the supporter. Not as secondary, but as complementary. The success of that identity will shape how history views her contribution. There is also the deeply personal side of this story. Growing up as the younger sister of a future queen comes with psychological complexity. Public comparison is inevitable. Media narratives sometimes focus more intensely on the heir. Yet Sofía appears to have developed a grounded sense of self, one not defined solely by hierarchy. That emotional resilience is essential. A monarchy benefits when its members feel secure in their roles. Insecurity breeds friction. Confidence fosters collaboration. If Sofía continues projecting confidence without competition, she will reinforce the monarchy's narrative of harmony. And harmony matters in a country that has experienced political polarization. The Spanish monarchy often serves as a symbolic anchor during moments of uncertainty. A cohesive royal family enhances that anchoring effect. Two sisters standing side by side communicate continuity, not just of institution, but of relationship. As Leonor's responsibilities intensify over the years, Sofía may increasingly become her closest informal advisor, someone outside official channels yet deeply invested in the crown's stability. That kind of support cannot be taught in protocol lessons. It is built through shared childhoods, private conversations, and mutual understanding. The image of supportive and strong is not marketing. It is positioning. It reflects the duality of Sofía's role, supportive in loyalty, strong in identity. She does not need a throne to matter. Her influence will likely be quieter, but no less meaningful. In fact, the longevity of modern monarchies often depends as much on supporting figures as on sovereign ones. When supporting royals maintain dignity, avoid controversy, and engage thoughtfully with society, they expand the institution's reach without destabilizing its core. Sofía's future may involve international representation, cultural ambassadorship, and youth-focused initiatives that complement Leonor's constitutional duties. Together, they could represent two dimensions of modern monarchy: authority and accessibility. If that partnership remains authentic, it could become one of the Spanish crown's greatest strengths. Because at the heart of every enduring monarchy is not just tradition, but teamwork. Leonor may one day wear the crown, but Sofía will stand beside it. And sometimes, the strength of a crown depends not only on the one who wears it, but on the one who steadies it. In the end, Infanta Sofía of Spain may never wear the crown, but her role beside her sister could prove just as essential to the monarchy's future. History often remembers the sovereign, but stability is rarely built by one person alone. As Princess Leonor moves steadily toward her destiny as queen, the strength of her reign will depend not only on preparation, discipline, and constitutional duty, but also on the support system surrounding her. And no support system is more powerful than one built on trust, loyalty, and shared experience. Sofía represents continuity without pressure. She embodies presence without rivalry. In a modern monarchy where perception shapes legitimacy, that balance is invaluable. Her role is not to compete for attention. It is to reinforce unity. Her strength lies in subtlety, in the quiet gestures, the calm demeanor, the visible solidarity during public appearances. In a world that often searches for tension and drama, the image of two sisters standing together sends a different message: cohesion. And cohesion builds confidence. Spain's monarchy operates in a democratic society where relevance must be continuously demonstrated. A united royal family strengthens that relevance. It shows maturity. It shows alignment. It reassures the public that the institution is not divided internally, but grounded in mutual respect. If Leonor becomes a symbol of constitutional leadership, Sofía can become a symbol of generational connection, engaging with culture, youth, education, and global dialogue in ways that complement the crown rather than compete with it. Together, they represent two pillars of modern royalty: duty and empathy. That partnership could define an era. Because the future queen will carry responsibility on her shoulders, but she will not carry it alone. Behind every enduring reign is a circle of unwavering support. And in Spain's case, that circle begins with a sister who understands the weight of the crown, even if she is not destined to wear it. Supportive and strong is more than a phrase. It is a quiet strategy. It is a reminder that leadership thrives when strengthened by loyalty. And as the next chapter of Spain's monarchy unfolds, the image of Leonor and Sofia side by side may become one of its most reassuring symbols, not of hierarchy but of harmony. Because sometimes, the future of a crown is secured not just by the one who leads, but by the one who stands firmly beside her. If the first conclusion is about unity, then the deeper second part is about endurance. Because the real test of Infanta Sofia of Spain will not come during carefully choreographed public appearances. It will come years from now, when the pressures surrounding Princess Leonor intensify, when expectations grow heavier, and when moments of national tension demand emotional steadiness behind palace walls. That is when the strength of a supportive sister becomes indispensable. Modern monarchy is not simply ceremony. It is psychological endurance. It is living under scrutiny while remaining composed. It is carrying tradition forward without appearing trapped by it. And no one will understand that reality more intimately than the sister who has walked beside the future queen since childhood. Sofia's role may evolve into something even more strategic over time. As Leonor becomes increasingly bound by constitutional neutrality, Sofia could have greater flexibility in representing Spain in cultural, educational, and humanitarian spaces. That flexibility creates opportunity. She can reach audiences the monarch may not always directly engage. She can connect with younger generations in ways that feel natural rather than formal. This complementary dynamic is powerful. One sister embodies institutional continuity. The other embodies relational accessibility. Together, they humanize the crown. But that balance will require constant awareness. In every monarchy, the supporting figure must navigate a delicate line, visible enough to contribute meaningfully, restrained enough to never overshadow the sovereign. That requires emotional intelligence, humility, and deep clarity about purpose. So far, Sofia has shown signs of that maturity. Her public demeanor suggests comfort in her identity, not as second place, but as second pillar. And pillars matter. A structure supported from multiple sides withstands pressure more effectively than one standing alone. There is also the unseen dimension, private counsel. Royal life can be isolating. Public roles limit genuine vulnerability. Advisors offer guidance, but they operate within formal frameworks. A sister offers something different: honesty without agenda, loyalty without calculation. In moments of doubt or fatigue, that kind of presence can be stabilizing in ways no constitutional text can provide. As Spain continues navigating political shifts, generational change, and evolving expectations of leadership, the monarchy's resilience may depend not just on its head, but on its foundation. Sofia is part of that foundation. And then there is the long view of history. Many monarchies that endured across centuries did so because of strong internal alliances within the royal family. Not perfection, not absence of tension, but visible solidarity when it mattered most. If Leonor and Sofia maintain the authenticity they have projected so far, their partnership could become a defining feature of this era of Spanish royalty. Not dramatic, not headline-driven, but steady. In the end, Sofia's importance will not be measured by titles or constitutional clauses. It will be measured by consistency. By whether she continues to stand beside her sister not out of obligation, but out of conviction. By whether her presence reinforces trust rather than invites comparison. By whether she helps shape a monarchy that feels united rather than hierarchical. Because the strength of a crown is not only in gold or legacy. It is in relationships. And as the future unfolds, one truth may become increasingly clear. Leonor may carry the crown, but Sofia will help carry the weight. In the final measure, Infanta Sofia of Spain represents something quietly powerful within Spain's modern monarchy: stability without spotlight. Her journey has never been about succession. It has been about support, steady, composed, and unwavering beside Princess Leonor, the future queen. And that distinction matters. Because when Leonor one day ascends the throne, the crown will symbolize constitutional duty, national continuity, and generational transition. But behind that symbol will stand a sister who understands the cost of that responsibility more intimately than almost anyone else. Sofia's role will not be defined by ceremony alone. It will be defined by presence. By loyalty during moments of pressure. By unity during moments of scrutiny. by quiet strength when public expectation feels overwhelming. Modern monarchies survive not only through formal authority, but through visible cohesion. A divided royal household invites doubt. A united one projects reassurance. And in an era where perception shapes legitimacy, that reassurance becomes invaluable. Sophia's strength lies in her clarity of purpose. She does not need the crown to matter. She does not need to compete to be significant. Her influence comes from complementing, not competing, reinforcing rather than rivaling. That dynamic, if preserved, could become one of the Spanish monarchy's greatest long-term assets. Together, the sisters represent two sides of a modern royal identity. Leonor, duty, constitutional leadership, historic continuity. Sophia, empathy, generational connection, adaptive presence. It is not hierarchy that will define them. It is harmony, and harmony builds trust. As Spain continues to evolve socially and politically, the image of two sisters standing side by side may speak louder than any formal declaration. It signals that the monarchy is not isolated. It is not fractured. It is grounded in relationship. In the years ahead, Leonor may wear the crown, but Sophia will help steady it. Not from behind, not from above, but from beside. And sometimes, the strength of an institution is revealed not only in who leads, but in who stands firmly, faithfully, and confidently at their side.